Oh, what's up, guys? I hope you're having. I feel like I did this last time as well. I hope you're having a great day. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about traveling alone for the first time. So, if you're thinking about traveling alone and it's your first time, I'm going to give you guys a few tips on how you can prepare for your travel. Okay, so first of all, you have to know where you're going in terms of what city you're actually staying in and where your place of stay is and what you can do around the area, what you can see, and know the weather, especially at the time that you're going to go there, because I remember when I traveled alone for the first time, it was raining for the first few days and it was kind of like sucky. So make sure you do your research on the place where you're going. It will definitely make your trip a lot more enjoyable since you know what you can do and what you can't do, and you won't be stressed about figuring out stuff last minute. Which leads me to my second point. Check if you have any friends who live in the area where you're going to, because you can always ask them for more information about the weather, what you can do, what you can see, where you can actually stay at a good affordable price. Or you can even ask them if you could stay with them, and that will save you a lot on accommodation and food, which you can spend that money on other activities in the area that you're going to. So that is a plus. So my third point is, since you're going to be traveling alone, you're going to be in charge of all your belongings. So it's always better to pack light because you have less stuff to worry about, and you don't need to carry every single clothing item that you own. Just pack accordingly to the number of days you're going. You can pick your clothes accordingly, so like split into half. So half the days you're going for, you carry that number of clothes because you can repeat your clothes, and that saves you on a lot of carrying hassles and just moving your stuff around. So it's always better to pack light. And if you're traveling for more than a week, I recommend you pick two bags. One bag to have all your belongings. So in my case, I had all my gear and my passport and some money, and in your other bag just throw in all your clothes and anything else that's not that important. So if in any case, which rarely happens, if that bag gets stolen, you still have all your important stuff on you. And talking about packing, onto my fourth point, make sure you carry a pen. I cannot stress how important having a pen is. The first time I went, I did not carry a pen because I didn't think it would be that important. The world proved me wrong because at customs I needed a pen to fill out my forms and I didn't have a pen. Since it was my first time, I freaked out because I didn't know how the customs guy would react if I asked him for a pen. But yeah, I managed to gather up the confidence to ask for a pen and he nicely gave me a pen. But pick a pen. It's always helpful to pick a pen because you never know how the customs people are in the area you're going. They could be mean and not give you a pen and you end up stuck there waiting for someone with a pen. On to the fifth point, if you're traveling alone, you're probably going to be traveling on a budget. So I suggest you stay in a hostel. If you don't have any friends in the area you could stay with. Hostels are really, really affordable, and a lot of people have this wrong mindset that staying at a hostel is actually dangerous because you're sharing a room with many other people. But from what I've noticed and what I've been seeing on the internet is, people who go to hostels are also traveling, many people who are going to hostels are also traveling solo. So you can actually make friends with them and it's not as dangerous as people think. So I'd recommend you check out hostels in the place you want to visit. A good app you can use to check out hostels there is bookings.com, and you'll find a gazillion hostels from the most affordable to the most expensive, and you can take your pick based on the reviews and your budget. What I'd recommend is, when you're picking out a hostel, make sure your hostel offers lockers so that if you have something really, really important that you don't want to carry around with you all the time, especially if you're staying for a long period of time, you can just stuff it into your locker and it'll just be safe there and you can continue with your travel without any worries about it. Another thing is, if you're staying at a hostel for a longer period of time and you have a big bag which can't fit into your locker, you can lock it and just put it under your bed and it'll be pretty safe over there. So my sixth tip, that was so hard to say, sixth tip is, say hi to someone. When you're traveling alone, you may think that the whole world is against you and everyone wants to steal from you and stuff, but it's actually not like that. So just walk up to someone if it's in your hostel as well and say hi, make new friends. Making friends is always a good idea when you're traveling alone, because I mean, they can recommend something that you didn't know about that they would do, and you can join them. And sometimes you may do trips joined with other people, and it will cut down the cost on the activity because everyone's pitching in for the activity. Also, another thing is, if you want to ask for directions or if you want to ask for suggestions, you can just walk up to someone and ask them. People are actually really nice and they'll be nice enough to help you with what you need. Tip number 7, if you're going to another country, when you land, make sure to get a SIM card as fast as possible so that you can connect to the internet. If you have access to Uber, you can call an Uber and go to where your hostel is or your hotel, and you can connect to Google Maps so that you can know where you're going. It's always so much easier. But there's also another thing, you can download Google Maps offline for the area you're going to go to, and you can access it offline. Also, when you land, you may be tempted to exchange your money as soon as possible at the airport, but the rates are kind of expensive, so check at other forex bureaus in the area which would give you better rates on your dollar. And speaking about money, after you've done your exchange, don't keep all your money in one place. Make sure to separate the money. Have some money in your pocket, some money in your bag, and some money in another bag, just in case anything is stolen. At least you'll have some backup money on you. Tip number 8, wherever you've gone to, don't be afraid to explore. Don't just stick to, oh, I know there's this place to see or there's this thing to do. Don't just stick there. Explore the place a bit. It's always so much fun to explore these areas. You can find so many different things to do and to see. And especially if you've made new friends, you can ask them to go along with you and you guys can have a fun exploring trip, and you never know what you may find. Just make sure you're not going into really suspicious places. So use your common sense in terms of where you're actually going. You don't want to walk into a shady place and be like, okay, where am I? Which leads me to my next point is, when you go to wherever you're going, if you're worried about your security, just be really confident. Don't act like a tourist, because you know tourists, how they are like picture, or they walk like they don't know what they're doing. Walk confidently, know what you're doing, or at least make people think you know what you're doing, and you'll less likely be a target. Also, don't wear such flashy clothes, because that is a setup for disaster. You don't want to wear flashy stuff, so make sure to dress simply. And also another tip is, if you're using Google Maps to get around your area, if you don't want to keep taking your phone out all the time to keep looking at the map, you can switch on your directions, put on your earphones, and you can just hear your directions through the earphones and just walk confidently. Last but not least, guys, have a great time. I mean it. Like, be really open-minded to what the place you're in has to offer in terms of their foods, the people you meet, the type of transport even, and you'll have a really great time. The world has a lot to offer. So I hope you guys found those tips helpful. If they did, hit that like button, hit the share button with a friend of yours who may be wanting to travel alone. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. I'd love for you guys to be part of this adventure family, and have some really amazing news coming up in the next few days. Super excited about it. Been planning it for a while now, and I can't wait for you guys to be part of it. So make sure you've hit that subscribe button for these future videos, and I will see you guys in the next video.